You do not consent.
Sorry.
See you later, guys. So right now, this is the last week, man. Thank you everybody for staying in. A lot of people usually don't stay in and retain all the information, but it's so important. The students that we see that's always winning, always repeat this class. Each master class at least twice. I know Sharice been on several of them. Lashonda been on several of them, several videos, and it speaks for itself. Because how many, Sharice, you got about how many land deals you have on the contract so far?
I think I have like four right now, and then I'm working on like wait, I have five. Then I'm working on like three more right now.
Hmm.
They're acting a little
Congratulations.
funky. They're acting funky though. We gotta see.
So you rolling. What about you, Lashonda? You got something in the pipeline?
Yeah, I got two under, um, and then I got like I think like three that I'm working on. I'm
Hmm.
trying to get them to sign. That's where I'm at with them.
Okay.
Same here.
In between negotiations.
hmm And then I told you I pulled a mobile home list, just playing around just to see what type of response rate I would get because I've been hearing about it. It was pretty high.
It was.
hmm Yep.
You say you could do them like houses, the
Yeah,
mobile home.
I mean it's a lot of them out there, that's for sure, and it's a thing, most definitely. I'm just playing around with it though. I'm still doing my probate and all them other lists. I'm just playing around with this just to see what's out there.
Yeah. Gotta go fishing.
Mhm.
Dave, what's up, my man?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Great. How many deals you working on now, Dave?
Probably realistically too strong. Too strong. That land deal that we may look at tonight, and there's one other one that I'm really working on strong.
How many you have on the contract?
I would probably say four, but I believe two of them really have a realistic chance of closing. The
Yeah.
one that I did the assignment on, and then there's another one that we may look at tonight that may close because it's a pretty decent lot if it doesn't have that water running through it.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
It is a
It's
numbers
a
game.
numbers game in this business. Just because you market and get properties on the contract, every property do not close. LaShonda, have every property you've had on the contract closed since you've been doing real estate?
No, because I didn't. Three of them. I didn't have three of them burned within the last 30 days.
Me too. It's not easy.
Wait, why? What happened?
Well, one of them had some turtles on it, and
Oh.
that's like a super high expense to get them removed. Then one of them had $39,000 lien on it,
Mhm.
and wasn't even getting it for that. So that was a wrap on that. And then the other one, they lied and said that they could sell it. It was after a probate, but I guess when the title company dug off into it, they didn't have the right documentation to be able to even sell it. So that one I might be able to say that one, but right now it's on hold. So
What about you, Dave? Why have you had properties fall out? Not even including just land, just any deal. Have all your houses and land deal closed, Dave?
No, they fall off sometimes. Sellers switch up on you. Title issues they fall off. Sometimes their title issues, the seller switches up on you when he find out how much you're making, or somebody offer more. So there's various reasons why they fall off. There's various reasons.
Correct. We had a good deal. Now we had a good one under contract, and that's why it's so good to contact the county, y'all, and find out about these properties. When you're dealing with land, me personally, before we put it out there on the market, I want to know everything you can do with it. I want you to have all that information so you can look at it. And if you got any questions, I got everything in front of me. I know, if it's buildable, is there electric in the area? Do you have to have a soil test? Is it public water and sewer? Like you want to know all of that stuff. What size house you can build on the land? Are there any setbacks that you got to be? What's the setbacks from the road? How far you got to be from the road until you build your house? And then when you have creeks, you got to know those setbacks. Well, you can't build a house within 50 feet or 75 feet within this creek. Okay, now you map that out with one of those tools like Regrid, and what's the other one you use, LaShonda?
Map right and regrid.
Yeah, if you use any two of those systems, you can pull it out and see actually. Like I was at the planning and zoning yesterday, so I saw how they really work that system. And me and LaShonda been going back and forth with that Regrid. I may get that other one. We're gonna have you to pull a lot tonight and see if it's water on this property. I use Regrid, and I didn't get. It says it doesn't have water, but Dave, when you talk to the county, what did they say?
Yeah. He said it may have a slight county stream or stream going through the property, which is going to severely hinder its ability to be built on. It's going to take up too much space. He was trying to say, in other words. I don't know for sure.
Send him an email back, Dave, and ask him do he think of anything could be built there, and if so, what's the size?
I'm gonna ask him that right now, friend.
How big of
tiny house? Can you put a tiny house on it?
Yeah, that's a good area for one too, Dave.
Yes, it is.
Shoot,
it's always good.
Thank you for that, LaShonda. Find out what's the size you can put there.
Okay, let me
make it. Put a tiny house there and turn it into an Airbnb.
let me talk to him. I'm gonna ask him now.
They have container homes now. You put a container home out there, Airbnb. And it's so much. I saw a lady got a tree house on Airbnb. And they say she made like about $700,000 a year. If people want to go up in it, it's kind of unique. You got to go up some stairs. I don't know. To each his own. But you got to go up some stairs and get into the tree house. It's pretty nice doing the inside. They rent it out for a lot. I think $300 or $400 during the weekday. On the weekend, like $500-600. So they banking on the tree house. It's probably been paid for. So we talked about how to locate the properties. Do anybody have any questions with that? How to locate the properties for sale? We got through that. How to get rid of them. Now I talked with Dave today. Dave, can you tell us a little bit about the mailing? What happened when you sent those mailers out and the percentage?
Okay, for buyers of vacant land, I sent out 40 mailers. Okay, I sent out 40 mailers. I got between 15 and 20 calls off of 40 mailers. Wow. Dear Mr. Jacob, or dear Jacob, I'm selling a lot near 123 Main Street. Call my number, Dave. That's it. I think the key word is near. It's near because it's in the same zip code.
Wait, say it one more time. You said, dear Mr. Jacob, what?
Dear Mr. Jacob. The name is going to change each person.
Right.
Dear Mr. Jacob, I'm selling a lot near 123 Main Street. That's going to change to call your number. Thanks, your name.
Wow.
And phone goes off the hook.
And you hand wrote all those?
Yeah, they just call it. I have two different
Oh, you
lines.
got to be ready.
My Google Voice handles my buyers. Okay, my Google Voice handles my buyers. My sellers come straight to my cell phone. So Google Voice has a certain type of ringtone to it. There's a certain color that pops up. So I say, yeah, that's a buyer. So that puts me in the buyer frame of mind.
Woo.
Okay. Then the sellers, if it's a different number, I know that's a seller. Okay. So that's how I handle it on the same cell phone. Because you don't want it to be where you can't tell if it's a buyer or a seller, because it's going to confuse you the way you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to seem like you don't know what you're doing.
Correct.
You know, and I keep any lots that I have, I try to keep them in a notepad, my back pocket, because you might forget what you're selling. That happens to you sometimes. You might be doing something, so you write down the address and a couple of little notes in your back pocket or a piece of paper. I know that's very poor, but you gotta do something. You gotta do something.
Whatever works.
Whatever works, and you pull it out and you tell them what's going on with it. It works like gangbusters.
Yep.
Especially for land. And you know, I thought this think that the yellow letter will work really good for the sellers too for land.
It do.
It
does. Yeah.
It works better for the land than houses. Am I correct?
I mean, I can't say better, you know, but because I mean, it's once again, it's just gonna be dependent on the situation and what's going on. So, but it works for both because I've done both.
Me too.
It
I have.
boils down to all forms of marketing. It's just not one way is the best way. If you can afford to do text messages and mailings, you do both.
That's right.
People gonna respond differently. You're gonna get some from the text messages, some from the letters.
That's true. That's so true, Eddie. Each of them are for certain circumstances. There's no best in it. It's certain circumstances. You use certain all sometimes and one sometimes, depending upon the list. Okay, because
Your follow-up game got to be tight.
Your what?
Your follow-up game. So let me tell y'all this. So I had a seller that I had been texting since 21.
Wow.
21, right? It took all the way until like last month for them to respond one time, and then they was ready to sell, but they was talking crazy with the price. But the point of what I'm saying is I've been texting them all that time and they never responded. Then they was ready to sell. It's just that the number just didn't work. But that was 2 years ago. I went back, I texted this person like 20 some times over 2 years. They never said nothing. Then they text, yes. I hit him back and he was talking crazy. But it just blew my mind that was 2 years ago.
Wow. He finally almost
follow up. I'm gonna follow up until your butt tell me don't contact you no more. When they say no, still follow up with them and put them in like a 90-day follow up or a 60-day follow up or something like that. But don't, when they say no, don't just not contact them anymore. If they say no, we're not interested, I normally follow up with them in like 60 days or maybe 90 days. And then every 60 or 90 days after that, then every 60 and I just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until they say, hey, oh, shit, take me off the list. I'm tired. No, like, oh, okay. You finally said something. Okay.
right. You never know when that deal is gonna come. With time and circumstances, anything can happen. Person might be in good health today, sick tomorrow. They car may go out. They need a check. You just never know. They want to pay their house off now. A lot of people get the land and think, I'm gonna build a house one day on here, and then a year go by, 2 years go by, 3 years go by. Now several years gone by. I was gonna build a house out there, but we decided to sell it. So you just never know. But that follow up is the key. Now I'm gonna tell you about a lot of these deals, not a lot of deals, some of these deals. That's why it's so important, y'all, to do your due diligence when dealing with land. If you in the area working, then you can go down to the courthouse, build a relationship. You can also build a relationship through emails. You got to get in contact with the people. They work a lot. A lot of these counties work good off emailing. Just find out who you need to email and planning and zoning. You can call down there, get the information. A lot of times you can find it on the website and email, and then you'll mess around and start getting different people down there, engineers, email, and just tell them, Dave, about all the people you interacting with this DeKalb County deal.
Oh, quite a few, quite a few. If you find out the county email, it's best to email them better than to call them because you have written documentation on their results. Okay, you have written documentation, so you may have to email 3 or 4 people in a group email. That works really good. A group email that puts everybody on the spot. And another thing I found out today is that you should act like you're going to build a house from your own accord, because these are public servants. So if you're going to build a house on your own accord, they kind of feel more compassionate towards you and give you a lot more information.
Yeah, they give you a lot.
They give you a lot of information. They go to extra. They think you're making a profit and they're not getting any of it. So what? But if you're trying to build your dream home, that's very important to them. So it's always my dream home.
Now, listen, you're not going to be able to keep emailing the same person with that same what day.
But, I'm getting so many lemon lots sometimes.
Oh, my God.
So therefore, it might work for a little while until I get a good lot. Who knows? There's a lot of lemon lots out here, man. It's a lot of.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you about this one when I was down in the county. When I was down at the county today, long story short, it was 2 acres, right? 2 acres. And the thing about it, these people know that this lot is not buildable. But guess what they'll say? Oh, yeah, you can buy it. Yeah, oh, yeah. They got the nerve to jack up the price and everything. Man, let me tell you. So it's this lot, y'all. It's 2 acres, right? The guy paid. Somebody bought it for $3,500. Then this other guy bought it from a tax sale for $6,500. He's had the lot 3 years, so I'm quite sure within 3 years somebody has reached out to him about this lot and went through the whole process to see if it's buildable. So we asked him through text message. Okay, he responded through the text message. Hey, is the lot buildable? We asked a couple questions. Yeah. Just give me $10,000 for it. 2 acres now. In an area where it's going for about 40 to 50,000 an acre. So that's a red flag too, y'all. If they just super low, either it's a probate deal or they know they got a lemon.
It's a lemon.
So when we got down to planning and zoning, they said it was an HOA lot. So the HOA went under. They closed or something like that. He said HOA. I didn't know that. In some subdivision, the HOA just quit or go out of business or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could buy some of that land. So that's what this other guy done. He bought the lot for $6,500 about 3 years ago. So, but a person before that bought it, and then he sold it to this other guy who didn't know what he was doing. So he bought it and didn't do any research. So he got stuck with the lot. But long story short, it's 2 acres, nice area, but it's not even buildable. It has 2 creeks running through it.
Oh no.
2 creeks running through it, and it's some kind of HOA property. So they labeled it as non-buildable. It really can't even become buildable now because after they done the setbacks, which I was saying the setback show you how far you got to come back from the creek. After you do the setback, so just say this is the creek. You got to so setbacks you minus from the land. You take away from the land where you can build. So once they done the setbacks, you couldn't build anything there. So you couldn't build anything there. It's 2 acres. The county had it labeled as unbuildable. Also, since it was community land or property, you got to have 100% of the residents to sign off saying you can build there. So you got to go to 100 people and say, please, can I build right here on this lot?
Lord.
That is crazy.
No. You know what? I'm going to say no to you just to say no.
Man, that's
you
so
always
funny.
have one like that.
And you learn some new stuff every day dealing with this stuff. That's why you got to do your homework. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would say, wow, 2 acres for $10,000. That's a steal. And jumped on it. And guess what? I would have had the same problem. Now that 6,500, he gave away. He would have made his money back in a couple of thousand. I'm stuck with a bad lot, and that's a bad day. Do your due diligence. That way you have everything for the buyer. Whoever you're gonna sell the lot, they can understand what they can put on there. What they can put on there. Any question?
Nope.
Now, another thing with the wholesaling lots are fine, but what about owner financing? You want to give them both options. We went through that, right? Cash offer and an owner financing offer. And of course, we want to make principal payments only. Principal payments only. Now, you got some that may be a little savvy, say they want some interest, but as long as it's not above today's interest rate. Well, today's interest rate is high now. I don't even like that. So today's interest rate like 7%. We need to be at about 3 to 4%. Because when I set it on the back end, I'm gonna be able to get maybe 8% or 9%. But that's gonna put a little slim margin.
The hell?
Cerise, are you okay?
Yes, I just saw something.
We said, what the hell?
I'm sorry. Let me put myself on mute.
Sorry, guys.
No, you good. I like your numbers. 89%.
Yeah, because we're certain that most likely the people who created the shot, we're not gonna do a credit check. But if you got a nice down payment, you can make nice monthly payments. We'll do agreement for deed with you. Agreement for deed. Once you pay it off, then the deed will go in your name. That's what that is, basically. A long story short. And so if you get in light, just think if you get in a lot worth 20,000 and you get it for 5. Well, you get at least 2 to 5,000 down. You can get a seller half of that. And he's paid off almost. Then a couple more months of principal payment only. That lot is paid off, and guess what? You cash flow for years, just like you got a house, without dealing with some freaking tenants. Jesus Christ, I'm dealing with one now.
You told me, yeah.
So without dealing with some tenants and toilets, stuff breaking, and like wholesaling land, dealing with this land to me is better than houses. When you lease, if you do agreement for deed, you just getting payments. They start paying you, you foreclose on, take it back. In some states you don't. They just won't get the lot. You put it back out there again and get another non-refundable down payment. But you're getting checks every single month. You don't have to worry about a tenant calling you talking about the toilet stopped up, or a tenant that don't want to pay. Boy, I had some heck with tenants, some serious issues with some tenants sometimes. But with this land, you don't have to deal with that. You're just getting checks.
Yeah.
Nobody called you in the middle of the night and said, Dave, the AC went out.
I know, man. I think land is some. It's all relative, but land is a little bit easier to work with than houses. You know, it's a little bit easier if you're just trying to wholesale it. Houses is kind of saturated at this point. You know, but all of it's great. All of it's great. You just gotta keep marketing.
Yeah, with the houses, you got to put a little more into it. You got to need to hit. Well, in all market, and I would say real estate period. Excuse me. Period. You want to do the text message, the ringless voice message.
I agree. I
Um,
agree. I agree with you
yeah,
100%.
if you can do it all. But you may have certain properties that you just want to mail to. Like I got these letters here. These just a couple of people that we're hitting on the BK list. It's only 30. So we send out 30 letters. It's a small list, but it's a powerful list. We building up that report. Building that report. And with land, these letters, your phone ring like crazy. I would say with land in a good area, okay, you got them on deck. In a good area, mail out about 100 or 200. You don't even have to do that much. Do 50. It seems like we're dealing with older sellers, so they tend to check the mail more. We'll send you out 50. Do 5 a day.
How you know, Eddie? How you know?
It's just all about that compound interest. After I learned about compound interest, as long as you're doing
10 a
something
day.
every single day, it got a
I,
pop.
I would write 10 a day. 10,
That's
15 a
nothing, man.
day.
Keep them on your desk. Write you 5 to 10 a day. You do 10 a day for 5 days a week. Be disciplined. That's 50 letters.
That's right. That's right.
The
I
next
agree.
week, that's another 50. That's 100. The
That's
whole month you got out what?
200.
200 letters. 200 letters with this land. You're going to see some results. Now, everybody not going to call at one time. You may get a couple of calls, straight up, boom, boom, boom. And then it'll dwindle down when some more people check their mail. Well, on the mailing, y'all, honestly, we're getting about a good 15-20% response rate. Sometimes higher. But I like to just keep it on the low end. Be conservative. That way you won't say, oh, I missed a transaction. Listen, let's say 15 to 20% return. Then you still want to do your text message. Because you're going to get some immediate responses. Just like this guy that tried to sell us these 2 acres for 10,000. I was like, man, I gotta go check this out. Every time it's too good to be true, boy, it usually is. Now I got some great deals, but these lots worth 50 and 60,000. And you mean to tell me you want 5,000 a piece? Come on, man. I gotta check this out. I gotta check this out myself. But kind of find out you couldn't do anything with it. So look out for those lots. They won't tell you if it's buildable or not. From my experience.
They're not gonna tell you.
Most people say, "Oh yeah, you can buy it." Yeah.
You're looking for a sucker. You're looking for the sucker. Like the NBA, they trying to make a sucker out of you.
So look out for them type of lots, y'all. Look out. Let me see. Any questions, y'all?
Mm-mm.
We gotta pull this. We gotta pull. I want us to try this property. LaShonda, can you pull this property for us on the what's the name of the system?
Map right.
I'm gonna get it right soon. Map right.
Map right.
Map right.
Yes.
You pulled it up, LaShonda? Or you waiting on the address?
I was gonna say I don't know how I'm gonna pull it up if I don't know what. Tighten up, Eddie.
Oh, but you said Dave, you
Let me
said
try,
it,
let me get her the address. I'm gonna put it inside the chat box. Give me a second. I got it right here. I just saw it. Give me a second. I'm coming
The
now.
one we pulled up last week.
No, it's a
no,
different
this
one.
is another one.
It's a new one. Bear with me. It's coming.
Well, Sean, you been working today?
I work every day.
Me too.
You like you been relaxing, LaShawn.
Nah, I've been working.
How many hours you put in?
Uh,
How much time you put in today?
6.
For
I'm
real?
still putting in hours. I'm working on a list that I'm gonna pull. Like soon as we get off of here. But yeah, I've been working today.
How
Been
many?
putting out fires and working. Putting out
I
fires with
know,
some of
man.
these leads.
It's always fires, man. There are always fires.
Oh, this is the address? Okay.
I guess that's life, huh?
Guess so.
It says all about the experiences. We're experiencing life, traveling through the galaxy.
All right. Can y'all see my screen?
We got you.
Okay. So what county is this?
This is the cab.
All right. So I'm gonna go out. This thing be acting crazy when it's on the Zoom. We in Georgia, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Zoom.
Georgia.
This is a pretty cool system too, man. So what this system does, it just pull up almost everything you want pertaining to the land, the wetlands and everything.
Hey Dave, do you got an APN? That'll be better.
No, that's all I have is the address.
Well, I'll look it up and okay. Let's see. What's the APN for this? This area because we had this problem the last time. For whatever reason, when you try to pull it up by the APN, it won't pull up. So I'm gonna go back. In a situation like this, I'll go back and then pull it up by the address. But the only thing when I pull it up by the address, kind of have to work it backwards because it don't work as good when it's just the address. Like you want to make sure that you verify that this is the correct address that pulls up. But if you notice, it'll give you this little dot thing right here. Once again, this is all of water lines, wetlands, or creeks, or this again. I'm trying to zoom in. This look like it might be a water line coming through there, or there could be like a little canal or a creek.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so when I tap on it, it brings it up this way.
Oh, shuckies. Oh, shucky
I
ducky.
see it. I see it's big as a hill. I see it.
We don't know though. We don't know. Let's see.
Let me
Let's see.
try to bring it up without it crashing on me.
So what we're doing, checking to see if this land lot has any water running through it. Because that
Well,
water,
it doesn't have any. I mean, it's not any in any type of flood zone or anything. But right here, this is what we need to see. So what I'll do is I'll X out of this, and then I'll start turning some of them layers off to see what this is, because this look like, I don't know if it's a wetland. Uh-oh, what happened? I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
How y'all doing this evening? Y'all winding down?
Doing good.
Okay, so this right here is telling me that this little piece right here is a floodplain. You see when I tap on it, how it went away, and then when I untap it, it's gone. So that's a piece of a floodplain area, but that don't have anything to do with this lot over here. And this lot, I don't see where it's a water line or anything running to it. But at the same time, this information is not always
accurate.
Yeah, because they very rare tell you when it's a water line in the area. You're doing good when you got something like that. So this is not a platform that you will come to and look for water lines all the time, because it don't give you that information all the time. It'd be more not than so. But let me go back.
So from your professional opinion, what would you say?
As far as if it has water?
Yes.
What I would do is I'll go into Zillow. So I'll do this. I'll go, let me see if I can share my Zillow screen.
Man, we did a great video last week too. I went inside. I went back to that video and watched how you pull the flood zones on in what regrid on that system called regrid.
Oh, yeah. So what I do is I'll come in here, pull it up, and then let me see. This is another way that y'all can view comps too. If y'all didn't know that, you can click on lots and land, and then it's gonna highlight your lot right here, and then it's gonna show you the comps.
So what it says worth 18K?
Yeah, that's what the county got it for. But
I believe the house can go there, man. It might have to put some buffers up.
So what I'll do is I'll come in here. Let me go back. I'll pull up that house, or if I can't pull it up, I'll pull up something next to it. And so when I come down in here, I'm trying to find a house that may be on this street or somewhere close, like this one. This one's sold, right? Let's see. Is this a house right here?
Yep. It looked like a house supposed to go there.
Yeah, but this is a house right here. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll
that? Oh yeah, and that water run through there. So that it got to be able to build a house right there. Because if we go back to map right, you can see that water running through that backyard where that one is for sale. Yeah, this might be one day.
Okay. That's the good news we needed.
I'm seeing the ports of that map right. I have that regrid. I got that regrid. I guess I'm gonna have to grab that map right. I'm the type of person I like to have like the more system I have to evaluate the property. I love that.
Especially land. Land.
Well, what I'm noticing is in DeKalb, this is not pulling up by the APN, because it normally works better when you pull it up by the APN. When you pull it up by the address, you got to do all this extra stuff. That's what I'm noticing.
Where do you find the APN for your properties?
PropStream. When it first come in, like that one, I come straight into PropStream,
You found the APN on this one?
Yep, that's how I got it.
Okay.
Or you could do
You said it's not pulling up good on the cab.
not on map right. I'll come right here, and then I'll go right here,
This
copy it.
this prop stream pretty good too for land. You find all kind of land deals.
But see, what I'm noticing is I got the APN, but when I try to put it in here, because we had this problem last week too,
Mm-hmm.
it won't pull up this way for whatever reason. See, but it's right here, which is weird. So what I was trying to show y'all in Zillow is I try to find a house on this street that's sold because a lot of times it'll have all the information and it'll tell you, what's in this area. So I'm gonna take like this one for example. When you come in here and you come down over here to the details, sometimes I'll read this right here because it'll tell you if it's what type of water or sewer it is. If it's not up there, I'll come down here where it says see more facts and features and all that, and then I'll try to look to see if I can see down here on the utilities. So right here on the utilities, it's saying public water and public sewer, so we know it's in that area.
Jackpot.
Yeah, so that's what you go off of if you can't, because it's not going to be on the lot unless the lot already had some type of build on it.
Right.
But if it's public water and public sewer and there's utilities over here in this area, then that means they can tap right into it.
Tap right in. So that's why it's so important to look up a property that's sold right by the property.
Right. So in this example, like that property that we was looking at that sold, this mug don't crash, was back right here. So all of this got to be public water and public sewer, which means that this lot can tap right into, because you got a house here and a house here. So this is all public, even though it don't say it on over here. Sometimes you can see the lines running through the neighborhood. So what was you trying to find out, Eddie, if you could build on this?
Yes.
Why they said you couldn't?
Water. It was a water concern going through the lot.
Okay. Well, from what I'm seeing, it's water in the area, but it's not on the lot.
It's not on that one. Pull that wetland up again. Because the one that's sold is like right underneath that. And see, look. And it has the water look like it's running directly through that backyard. And we clearly just seeing that there was a house right there. The one that looked like a little triangle.
Right here?
Right there. That's the one you just pulled up.
Well, this is a house right here, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's running like back behind there, but it stops right here.
Yeah. It's a go to me.
Yeah.
We'll dig a little deeper. It's a go to me though.
Looks good to me, yeah, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it out there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to have these systems, because with this land, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep and do some research. But there's not 1,000 people running out here trying to get the deals. You got a little competition, but not like you just dealing with houses every day. You got to market heavy. With this land, you can market at a minimum and do good.
That I agree with you, Ed. I definitely agree with you. You can market on your own leisure.
Let me see. We got some questions.
Wait, map right? Is MAP? Is it spelled like WI?
MAP?
Mm-hmm.
R-I, like right.
Like GHT.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so it's just okay.
RIGHT. I got you.
Yeah, I'm about to grab.
Mapmite.com.
Yep, I just found it. Thank you.
Yep.
What's up, Jerome? Jerome, where you been, baby? Tighten up. Larry. Oh, Larry. Larry, where you been at? I forgot Larry was in the class. The one driving the truck. You got to catch up on the videos, baby. You missing out on some money. Jerome said, Dave, that's a golden nugget.
Yep.
Yeah, MapRight give you everything. Like, when if you get to that point, like soon as they reach out, soon as the seller reach out to you, if you got that APN, when you download your data, you need to make sure you got an APN. Then you can just take the APN and boom, hop it over into MapRight, and then it's gonna give you the road access, the flood, the contour. It's gonna give you all that. And then once again, let me share my screen again. I'm gonna see if this gonna act right. But when you're not on the Zoom, I normally can y'all see my screen? I normally can like do a 3D here so you can see if this area if it's a hill or if it's flat or what's going on with it. See, like that's pretty well much flat. You can look at it and tell. But you gotta push control and you can move this around, but it's not acting right with me being on the Zoom. But normally you can
Flip it around.
yeah, hold the control button. You see how it moves? And it's leveling out, showing you how flat it is. But if it's got a big old hill, you're gonna see it for sure.
Really?
Yes.
Man,
Because
I'm
if
about to
you
get now, man. I just got regrid. This
yeah,
helps out so much, y'all. Because I was just using prop stream for a lot of stuff. Now I've been onto the regrid, and it looked like this map right will be the next investment.
yeah.
This save us so much time and everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you take the APN, like I said, you put it in, like how I showed y'all. Make sure you only select one county. You can't have 2 and 3 and 4 counties at a time. If you got one already selected and then you select another one, you got to make sure to deselect the one that you're not using. But when you put that in there, it's going to give you everything. Like a lot of times I could do that part of the due diligence in what, 2 minutes. Then if
Right.
it's go as far as your numbers, and then once I lock it up, then that's when I call the county and start doing all that other stuff.
Yeah, go start digging deep.
Yeah.
Once you get on the contract, then you get on here and look up most of the stuff when you got these systems. Do your due diligence after you done talk to the person or while you're on the phone with them. Then once you got on the contract, you start digging deep because now you got to prepare, see what you can put there, see what you can do with the lot, your exit strategy. That's how you're gonna determine your exit strategy. What's up, Theo? That's how you determine your exit strategy. Let me see.
You just
Where
make
you did for your deal.
sure you do it before you. I mean, make sure you do it after you get it under contract. After you get it under contract. If you don't get it under contract, do not waste your time calling the county because it's gonna take you forever to get in or email or whatever. You're doing all this and then you don't get the contract. Then now you didn't wasted a whole bunch of unnecessary time. So only do like when you first get a yes or whatever, hop it into MapRight, do all that part. And then if you get it locked up, then do it. Otherwise, just keep on going.
Yeah, don't waste your time, y'all. You can waste a lot of time. Then the next thing you know, you frustrated saying this stuff doesn't work. But it clearly works because everybody on here have contracts going.
Yeah.
Everybody on here have contract going. So yeah.
It's a different thing. As long as it's all good, they gonna go. If not, you're gonna be talking about it didn't go through, dog.
Yep, that's why it's a numbers game. Don't get one little contract. Hit the jackpot. No. Wait till the end. When you get that check in your hand, you with it, baby. Till the end, it's like this. Here you go. Here you go. So you got to get to the closing table. We got somebody say, where do you dispose deals? How do we get rid of these lots? Well, we use Zillow. Well, I use Facebook Market. What else? When you put it on Zillow, that goes on the other platform. What is that? Redfin.
Redfin and probably hot pads and all that. I think.
You can also pull a list of buyers in the area. If you're an agent or got an agent, they can pull the recent sales and download all the buyers' names. You got different systems, crop streams, and other systems that you can pull all your buyers from, and send them a text message with information, or you can mail them a letter with information. So those are several different ways to get rid of those deals. The truck man, the truck Mac. What's up, the truck Mac? Man, we're gonna get out of here. It's 8:33. Thank everybody for tuning in. Man, this is the last class, man. I'm glad I talked to all of y'all anyway by text messages anyway. So I love we have a good, awesome class like this. This is the first land class, man. Shout out to the y'all for the first host of the land master class. Woo!
Woo!
Now, bro, me bring you something. Bring
And
you
don't forget to send the videos to us, Eddie.
Nah, Sharice, you can't get the video.
Man,
No, that's not a part of the master class, y'all.
really?
No.
So you
Yeah,
recorded no
we'll
videos.
send y'all all the videos too. This
Okay.
week, before the week out, you have all 5 classes. And it was so helpful because I went in last week class and reviewed some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So did you look at those videos for regrid?
Yeah, they're very helpful too. Thank you also.
Mm-hmm. I was like, it'd be easier to just send it.
Yeah, send them videos.
Right.
Because everybody be moving 100 miles per hour. I know I do.
Yes.
Let's look up. We're gonna leave out this quote. Sign up for the next wholesaling land masterclass. It'll be in May. In May, we don't have an official date yet. We're gonna do probably only 3 this year. Let's take the time to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's worth it when you see people like y'all kicking butt. It's worth it. Thank y'all because you give me the energy to keep wanting to do it and to help people. I'm gonna hit you one with Reverend Ike.
Uh-oh.
Reverend Ike. Look him up on YouTube, Reverend IKE. I'd like to leave you with some quotes, man. The mindset is everything. We want to talk about this powerful thing for a reason. Find out why. Once you find out why, go all the way in. But we got to reprogram ourselves, man. We got a lot of bad programs growing up. We got to work. And they say you don't know what you don't know, so you need to know what's going on with your mind, the power of the mind. It's a daily thing, too. It's ain't nothing you can read once a week or listen to once a month. We have to be on this mind stuff every day. Every day. Oh, I like this. Quote from Reverend Knight. He said, "It is not important what other people believe about you. It's only important what you believe about yourself. It is not important what other people believe about you. It's only important what you believe about yourself." And one more. I am worthy. I deserve all the good things in life. There's nothing that is too good for me. I am worthy. I deserve all the good things in life. There's nothing that is too good for me. And receive that good energy.
Yes.
Man. Sign up on. Check the description. Y'all got some more goodies to download. I'm getting ready to sign off. Everybody on here, you stay on. I'm just going to go off the live. But look in the description, y'all download the free. I think it's a free contract deal evaluation blueprint, and sign up for the Wholesaling Land Masterclass and change your life one flip at a time, baby. You're only one flip away.
Where's that at, Eddie? I don't see it.
In the description.
You talking about in the chat?